Hey, what's up? Lightbolt Joe here. Today we are going to start our Christmas reviews, our Christmas film reviews, our Christmas / holiday film reviews. Currently I have a list of 42 films I need to watch and review. I don't know how much longer the list will get. I'm sure it will get longer. I also don't know how farther past Christmas it'll be till we complete our conversation on Christmas films. But I'm excited. I've not seen any of these movies, or I haven't seen these movies in a very long time. Either or. We haven't talked about it. Here we go. It is currently November 23rd when I am starting the Christmas review. So first, we are going to discuss Jingle Jangle, A Christmas Story, Netflix original film, written and directed by David E. Talbert. He did a bunch of, films back in the day. The only two people I knew in this film are Forest Whitaker and Keegan-Michael Key. So when I first saw the trailer, I was so excited for this when I, was reading up on the plot, about an inventor and Christmas, and it's given these, these little black kids, that science is important and belief is important and they can do anything as long as they put their mind to it. Absolutely love it. It takes place in the 1800s. I'm all for it. And it starts out, and the opening number, I watched it with my mom, and I was like, oh, this is going to be like Greatest Showman. And she was like, yeah. And I was watching it, and the first number was incredible. And all of this synchronized dancing, the costuming, the set design, the aesthetic. I love the aesthetic because it has a steampunk aspect to it, specifically because it's in the late 1800s, 1880s. So it gives that Victorian steampunk feel to it. Gorgeous, right? And then the first number ends, and then all of a sudden there's a weird transitional scene into years later, and then the story continues, and I'm like, oh. And it's unfortunate because you're on such a high within the storytelling, and then it drops quick, and then it goes back up, and then it drops quick. I really liked this movie. I wanted to really love this movie, but I don't really love this movie. And I can't really love this movie because of how the story played out. And it kills my soul because those little kids worked their asses off. And the adults. The dancing was incredible. Absolutely incredible. I loved the story. I loved the music. The music was wonderful, but the story could have been executed better. The story could have had that medium ground. You can't have a high and then a low, and then a high and then a low. It's too much peaking. That's a zigzag of a peak. You got to keep it in a synchronized wavy motion. Not a beep, boop, beep, boop. No. I loved the buddy robot. I thought that was cool. I liked that Jeronicus Strangle's granddaughter, Journey, made friends with the new apprentice. I thought that was cool. I liked Keegan-Michael Key being the, ex-apprentice who stole the designs. I liked it. It was a kind of a revenge story, but it was also Jeronicus needs to get money to the banker before Christmas, and like all these, Scrooge-esque kind of Charles Dickens, allegories thrown in. It was great. But it could have been incredible. And it's not incredible. And that's what kills my soul. The best scene in the entire film was the snowball fight. Those three girls doing that step dance while throwing snowballs and like seeing the math on how to calculate and things like that. Incredible. Incredible. Giving a voice to those who have been so voiceless in the past. Representation matters. And I'm so happy that this movie exists. And I want there to be a sequel. But I have my issue with how the story presented itself. And I'm not gonna lie, that's not a bad thing. I'm not, nagging on, what's the word? Nagging? No. I'm not saying mean things about actors or actresses or the creators. I'm not saying any of that stuff. All I'm saying is this movie could have been incredible because it started off incredible. And as long as it kept that energy going, I think it would have been incredible. But it lost it. Right after that first number, when they did that time jump, it went, and then it went back up when another song hit. And I'm like, no, give me proper transitions. Give me proper musical interludes. Maybe it's the musical theater nerd in me that's angsty about it. But I did love the aesthetic, the grandkids and the grandma, reading the story together. I loved that fireplace, loved the Christmas tree, and then Buddy popping up at the end. and then all of them flying away because they believe. Love it. Love the meanings. And of course, kids are going to love this. Kids love this. There's been nothing but positive, feedback from all the kids who are watching it. It's just the critics that are, nitpicking, but it's what we do. Sue us. It's what we do. Yeah. Jingle Jangle, A Christmas Story, Netflix original film. Go check it out. It's an incredible it's a great musical. It's not an incredible musical. It's a great musical. Definitely deserves a watch because representation matters, but it's a wonderful pieced together story. Let's put it that way. That opening scene in the toy store, wonderful. It's a absolute Christmas journey. Great. I hope there's a sequel. I do. Mucho mahalo.